Hello, and welcome to English Club. I'm really happy you're here. Whether this is your first episode or you've been with us for a while, thank you for joining. I hope today's topic will help you see your English journey more clearly. As always, I'll explain everything slowly and simply, so you can relax, follow along, and speak with me if you like. Let me start with a simple question. Have you ever watched lots of videos, read articles, listened to podcasts, and still felt like your English isn't improving fast? You understand more, maybe, but you don't feel confident when you try to speak. Your words come slowly. You pause a lot. Or maybe you don't speak at all. If that sounds familiar, don't worry. You are not alone. This is something many learners experience, and there's a reason for it. Most learners focus a lot on input, but not enough on output. Let me explain. Input is everything you receive. Listening, reading, watching videos, studying vocabulary. Output is everything you produce. Speaking, writing, answering questions, expressing your thoughts in English. Both are important. Input helps you build knowledge. Output helps you use it. If you only listen and read, you're collecting words and ideas, but you're not practicing how to use them. And if you only speak and write, without enough input, you may run out of new words or ideas to use. Think of it like this. Imagine you're learning to cook. You watch cooking shows. You read recipes. You look at pictures of food. That's input. But if you never go to the kitchen, never touch the ingredients, never try to cook, you won't become a good cook. You'll just know about cooking. Language is the same. You need to collect ideas, yes, but you also need to try them, test them, play with them. That's where real learning happens, when you move from watching to doing, from knowing to using. So how can you balance input and output in your English learning? That's what this episode is all about. I'll give you simple ways to improve your input, turn it into output, and make progress feel real. Not just in your mind, but in your mouth and hands. Let's begin with input. Input is the first step in your language journey. You hear English. You see English. You start to notice patterns, common words, how sentences are built, how people greet, ask, answer. This step is very important. It helps your brain learn without stress. The more input you get, the more your brain starts to feel the rhythm of English. But here's the problem. If you only listen and read, your brain becomes a quiet storage room, full of words, full of ideas, but locked. The door never opens. No one comes in. No one goes out. You feel full, but you can't speak. You can't express. And that makes you feel stuck. That's why output matters. Output is how you open the door. It's how you invite those words to come out and live. You speak, you write, you make mistakes. You try again. Slowly, your thoughts become sounds. Your fear becomes confidence. Your silence becomes your voice. But output is hard. It's scary. You feel exposed. You worry. What if I make a mistake? What if people don't understand me? What if I sound stupid? These are normal thoughts. Everyone feels them. But here's the truth. The only way to stop being afraid of speaking is to speak. You can't wait for confidence. You build confidence by doing the thing you're afraid of. So, how do you make the jump from input to output? One simple way is to repeat what you hear. This is called shadowing. You hear a sentence, you pause, you say it aloud. You match the rhythm, the tone, the voice. You don't need to understand every word. You're training your mouth. You're helping your brain connect sound and speech. Another way is to describe what you see. Watch a short video, then pause and say, "What did I see? What happened?" Use simple sentences. A boy walked into a shop. He bought bread. He smiled. These small phrases are powerful. They help you move from passive to active. And then there's storytelling. After you listen to something or read something, try to retell it in your own words. You can do this aloud or on paper. Start short. The girl was sad. She lost her phone. She asked for help. You don't need big words. You just need to try. Another great technique is to ask and answer your own questions. After a podcast or article, ask, "What was the topic? Do I agree? Have I seen something similar?" Then answer. Speak freely. No script. No grammar worries. Just speak. Your brain needs this space to practice, not just to memorize. You can also make speaking part of your daily life. Talk to yourself. Say what you're doing. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making coffee. I'm leaving the house. It sounds silly, but it works. Your brain connects English to action, and action leads to memory. Now let's talk about writing. Writing is a form of output too, and it's a very powerful one. It gives you time to think, to play, to reflect. Start with simple journal entries. Today I woke up late. The weather is cold. I watched a video about cooking. Write one sentence, then another. Don't aim for perfect. Aim for honest. You can also write answers to video topics. If the video is about learning habits, write your opinion. I think habits are hard to build. I try to read every day. Sometimes I forget. These sentences help you connect input to output. You take ideas in. Then you send ideas out. Even social media can help. Write a short comment in English on a video or post. Join a group for learners. Share something. Ask a question. Respond to others. These small actions build big confidence over time. And remember, it's not about how much you say. It's about how often you say it. One sentence a day is better than silence for a month. One voice message a week is better than 0 for a year. Start small. Stay steady. You'll grow. So the message is clear. Input is where you begin. Output is where you grow. You need both, but not always 50-50. Some days you'll listen more. Some days you'll speak more. That's okay. What matters is that you don't only collect, you also create. And when you do, something amazing happens. You stop saying, "I study English," and you start saying, "I use English." That's when you know it's real. Now that you understand the difference between input and output, you may be asking, how much of each do I need? That's a great question, and the answer depends on your goals, your level, and your daily routine. There is no perfect rule like 60% input and 40% output, but there is one important idea to remember. Don't only collect English, use it. Don't just listen and read, speak and write. Otherwise, your English will grow in silence, and silent English is not enough. Let's think about a real situation. Imagine a learner named Hannah. She listens to English every day. She watches videos. She reads articles. She understands more than before. But when someone asks her a question in English, her mind goes blank. Her mouth stays closed. No words come out. She gets nervous. She feels frustrated. She says, "But I understand everything. Why can't I speak?" The answer is simple. Hannah is full of input, but she hasn't trained her output. Speaking is a skill. It needs practice, just like driving a car, playing an instrument, or cooking a meal. You can watch videos about swimming, but if you never get in the water, you won't swim. You can read 100 recipes, but if you never enter the kitchen, you won't cook. Language is no different. So what can Hannah do? She doesn't need to stop her input, but she needs to start using what she learns. After each video, she can speak for 2 minutes about what she understood. After reading, she can write 1 sentence about the topic. Every time she hears a new word, she can use it in a sentence. Slowly, her brain will learn to move from input to output. This is something you can do too. You don't need to wait until you feel ready. You don't need to wait until your English is perfect. You start now, with short sentences, with small actions, with courage, not perfection. And here's something interesting. Output actually helps your input. When you speak or write, you remember words better. You understand grammar more deeply. You become more curious about the language. The two sides feed each other. Input gives you knowledge. Output gives you experience. Together, they create growth. Let's talk now about what kind of input is most helpful. Not all input is equal. Some content is too hard. Some is too boring. Some is not interesting to you. And if input is not interesting or understandable, your brain won't remember it. So here's a tip. Choose input that is just a little difficult. Not too easy, not too hard. You should understand about 70 to 80% without stopping. This gives your brain a challenge, but not stress. Also, choose content you enjoy. If you like cooking, watch recipes. If you enjoy travel, watch vlogs. If you love stories, listen to short fiction. When you care about the topic, you pay more attention. And attention is the key to memory. Even if you don't understand every word, your brain is working. You're learning. You're growing. Let's talk about a method called active input. Active input means you are not just watching or listening. You are doing something with the content. For example, you pause the video and repeat a sentence. You write down a new word and say it out loud. You ask yourself a question and answer it. This kind of input is much more powerful than just sitting and watching. Now let's look at output again. One common problem is fear. Many learners are afraid to speak because they don't want to make mistakes. They worry about grammar, pronunciation, or looking silly. But here's a truth. Mistakes are not dangerous. They are helpful. They show you what to learn next. They help you notice your weak areas. And they mean you are trying. Nobody learns without mistakes. Even babies fall when they learn to walk. Even adults make grammar mistakes in their own language sometimes. You are allowed to be imperfect. You are allowed to be learning. Give yourself that freedom. Another problem is waiting. Some learners say, "I will start speaking when I finish this course," or "I will write more when my vocabulary is bigger." But that moment never comes. There's always one more thing to study, one more video, one more app. So they wait, and wait, and wait. But they never speak. Don't be that learner. Start now, today. Speak even if you feel unsure. Write even if it's short. You will never feel completely ready. But you don't need to be ready. You just need to be brave. Your first sentence won't be perfect, but your 10th will be better. Your 100th will be stronger. That's how progress works. Let me share a small routine you can try every day. It takes only 15 minutes. First, listen to a short podcast or video. 5 minutes. Then, write 2 or 3 sentences about it. 5 minutes. Then, read your sentences aloud and try to say more. 5 minutes. That's it. In 15 minutes, you've done input, writing, and speaking. You've activated your English in 3 ways. You've built a strong habit. You can also do this with reading. Read a short article or story. Write 1 sentence about what you read. Then say it out loud. Then ask yourself, do I agree? And answer out loud. These small activities connect what you read to your thinking. They make the language personal. And personal English stays longer in your mind. Let's also talk about review. Many learners focus on new things every day. But the brain needs review. If you learn something once and never see it again, you will forget it. That's normal, so review is not a waste of time. It's a smart way to save your progress. Here's a simple idea. Choose 5 words from this week. Try to use them in 1 small paragraph. Or speak a story with them. Or write a short dialogue. This kind of review is better than just reading a word list again. It turns memory into action. You can also review old writing. Read a sentence you wrote last week. Can you say it better now? Can you add more details? This shows your growth. It helps you feel proud. And pride is a good feeling. It makes you want to continue. One last idea. Don't compare yourself to others. Your friend may speak faster. Another learner may know more vocabulary. Someone online may sound fluent. That's okay. You have your own path, your own voice, your own journey. Focus on that. Celebrate your own steps. Even if they're small, they are yours. Learning a language is like building a house. Input is the bricks. Output is the hands that put the bricks together. If you have only bricks, there's no house. If you try to build with no materials, there's no structure. But if you mix both, little by little, you create something strong. So from now on, ask yourself each day, what input will I enjoy today? And what output can I create today? 1 small action from both sides. That's all you need. Over time, those actions will change everything. Now let's go even deeper into the balance between input and output. Many learners ask, how do I know if I'm doing enough? Am I spending too much time listening and not enough time speaking? These are very good questions. The answer is not the same for everyone, but there are signs you can look for. These signs help you understand when to shift your focus, when to listen more, and when to speak more. First, look at how you feel. If you understand a lot when you listen or read, but you struggle to speak, then it's time to add more output. If you speak often but feel your words are too simple, or your grammar is weak, maybe it's time to add more input. If you feel tired or bored with one activity, try the other. Balance is not about doing both all the time. It's about adjusting when something feels too heavy or too easy. Think of your English practice like breathing. Input is like inhaling, taking information in. Output is like exhaling, expressing what's inside you. You can't only inhale. You also need to let the air out. And when you do both, your language breathes. Your English feels alive. Another helpful idea is to divide your week. For example, maybe Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are input days. You listen, read, and take notes. Then Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday are output days. You write, speak, and review. Sunday is for rest or fun English, like watching a movie. You can change this plan, of course. The point is to give space to both parts of the process. Some learners find it helpful to do input and output together. For example, after reading, you speak about what you read. After listening, you write what you remember. After watching a video, you summarize it in a voice message. This is a great way to connect both skills. It makes your learning more active and personal. Let's also talk about listening. Listening is often the first skill learners build. It's quiet, it's safe, and you can do it anywhere. But listening can be passive or active. Passive listening is when you hear something but don't really focus, like music in the background. Active listening is when you pay attention. You listen with your full brain. You ask questions. You repeat sentences. You try to catch the meaning. If you listen every day but don't remember what you heard, maybe your listening is too passive. Try changing that. Choose one video or podcast. Listen once for meaning, then again for detail, then again to repeat and shadow. You don't need new content every day. Repeating helps your brain learn deeply. Reading is another great form of input. But don't just read long texts quickly. Try slow reading. Read one paragraph. Pause. Think. Ask, what does this mean? Can I say this idea in my own words? You can even turn reading into speaking. Read a line, then say it aloud. Then change it. Make it about you. He went to the park becomes I went to the park. You change the subject, but keep the structure. That helps you grow. Now, let's focus again on output, especially speaking. One big mistake learners make is waiting for someone else to speak with. They say, I don't have a partner. I can't practice. But you can speak alone. You can talk to yourself. You can record your voice. You can describe your day. You can answer podcast questions aloud. Your voice is your tool. Use it. Here's a challenge. Each day, talk to yourself for 3 minutes. Set a timer. Choose a topic. Any topic. Your weekend, your favorite food, your goals, your fears. It doesn't matter. Just speak. Don't worry about mistakes. Don't stop. Just speak. After 1 week, your confidence will grow. After 1 month, your speaking will feel more natural. Writing can help too. Keep a journal in English. Write your thoughts, your plans, what you learned today. It's okay if your grammar is not perfect. The goal is to express, not impress. You can also write messages to yourself, or imagine letters to a friend. These small tasks build strong language muscles. Now let's talk about connecting your English learning to your real life. If English feels like something separate, just a school subject, it's harder to stay motivated. But if you connect it to your real interests, your habits, and your goals, it becomes a part of you. For example, if you like cooking, find recipes in English. Watch food videos. Talk about meals. If you like sports, follow your favorite team in English. Read the news. Listen to interviews. Then write or speak about what you saw. This is how you take your input and turn it into output. You take the language in, and then you send it back out. Through your voice, your writing, your opinion. Another tip is to make your environment full of English. Change your phone language. Label items in your room. Listen to music in English. Make your screen savor an English quote. These small things give your brain constant input. You don't need to study them. Just let them surround you. Over time, the language feels more natural. And remember, repetition is not boring. Repetition is learning. If you only hear a word once, you'll forget it. But if you see it, hear it, say it, write it, and use it, you'll remember. Use what you already know. Don't chase only new things. Review is a form of progress. Now, let's talk about your mindset. Because balance between input and output is not just about time. It's also about attitude. If you feel nervous about speaking, output becomes difficult. If you feel guilty about not doing enough, input becomes stressful. So be kind to yourself. Speak to yourself with encouragement. I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm doing my best today. These words help. Also, compare only with your past self, not other people. Did you speak more today than last week? Did you write more than before? Did you try something new? Then you're growing. That's enough. Learning English is not a race. It's not about speed. It's about direction. Are you moving forward, even slowly? Then you're on the right path. If you want to test your balance, try this small exercise at the end of the week. Draw 2 boxes. One for input, one for output. Write down what you did. Listening, reading, videos in one box. Speaking, writing, conversations in the other. Is one box too full? Is the other empty? Then you know what to add next week. Don't aim for perfect balance every day. Aim for awareness. Be honest with yourself. Then adjust. That's the key. So to finish this part, let me say it again. Don't just collect English. Create it. Don't just watch others speak. Speak. Don't just study language. Use it. Your voice is ready. Your words are waiting. Let them out. You've already come a long way. You've learned how input and output work together, how they support each other, and how to make them part of your daily life. Now it's time to make things even more real. Let's talk about how you can apply these ideas in simple, practical ways. Not someday, but today, with what you have, with the time you have, with the level you are at right now. First, let's look at your morning routine. When you wake up, what do? Most people check their phones. That's normal. But what if you changed one small thing? What if, for the first 10 minutes of your day, you listened to something in English? Just a short podcast, or a motivational video, while brushing your teeth, or while making coffee. This is input. Gentle, easy input that doesn't need extra time. But don't stop there. After you listen, say one sentence about what you heard. Say it out loud, even if it's just, "He talked about success," or "She said learning takes time." That's output. That's your first sentence of the day. And one sentence is already progress. Now imagine doing this every day. 10 minutes of input, 1 minute of output. After 1 month, that's 30 sentences. After 3 months, that's 90 ideas you spoke in English. And the best part? You didn't add anything to your busy schedule. You just changed how you used a few minutes. Let's now move to your commute, if you have one. Do you walk to work? Take a bus? Drive? These are perfect times for more input. Podcasts, songs, audiobooks, and not just any content you enjoy. If you like travel, listen to stories about countries. If you like business, find a podcast about work tips. If you love learning, choose something about mindset or habits. Enjoyment helps memory. And when you arrive, speak one sentence about what you heard, or write a quick note on your phone. They talked about mistakes. She gave tips about goals, simple words, real output. Let's talk about your breaks. Maybe you get 10 or 15 minutes during the day. Instead of scrolling, try something else. Read a short story. Watch one YouTube video in English. Then pause. Say something back. I liked the ending. The speaker was fast. I didn't understand everything, but I got the idea. That's real learning. Not just input, but a moment of reflection. A small action that moves your skills forward. Now let's talk about evenings. You're tired. You don't want to study. That's okay, but even tired minds can listen. Try listening to a video while resting. Then speak one sentence about your day in English. I had a long day. I'm feeling sleepy. I ate pizza for dinner. These small sentences are part of your English voice, and the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Let's now imagine a learner named Omar. Omar works full-time. He's busy. He has no time for long lessons, but he creates a system that fits his life. Every morning he listens to a short podcast while making tea. Every lunch break he watches one video and writes a short sentence. Every evening he speaks one sentence about his day. That's it. No big goals. No pressure. But he does it every day. After 1 month, Omar feels more confident. After 3 months, his co-workers notice he speaks more easily. After 6 months, he starts helping others with English. His secret wasn't talent. It was consistency. It was balance. He used input and output like 2 wings of a bird. And because of that, he flew. Now, let's be honest. You won't always feel motivated. Some days will feel heavy. You might not want to listen. You might not feel like writing. That's okay. What matters is that you return. Maybe you skip a day. That's human. But come back the next day. Don't let a small stop become a big block. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about returning. Again and again. Let me give you another useful tool. The input-output log. It's very simple. Each day, you write down 2 things. 1 input activity, 1 output activity. For example, input, watched video about food. Output, said 1 sentence about lunch. That's it. You can do this in a notebook, on your phone, or even with stickers on a calendar. It helps you see your effort. It makes your progress visible. And what you can see, you can grow. Now let's talk about how to increase your output without stress. Some learners try to speak or write a lot at once, but that can feel scary. Instead, try micro-output. That means using English in very small pieces, many times a day. For example, when you open your fridge, say, I need milk. When you see the sun, say, it's a nice day. When you sit down, say, time to work. These moments feel silly, but they matter. They turn your thinking into English. They make your brain used to short responses, and over time, they build a strong habit. Speaking no longer feels big. It becomes part of you. Now let's return to the idea of shadowing. Shadowing is a powerful tool. You hear a sentence. You repeat it. You copy the voice, the rhythm, the feeling. You can pause the audio or speak at the same time. Both work. Try doing this with short videos or podcasts. Repeat the sentences you like. Even better, record yourself. Then listen. It helps you notice your voice. It helps you improve your sound and fluency. Another tip. Choose 1 sentence from what you hear every day and make it yours. Write it. Say it. Change it. Example. You hear success takes time. Now try. My success takes time. English success takes time. Speaking well takes time. You are building your own English from the input you receive. That's powerful. That's personal. Now, let's go deeper into journaling. Writing in a journal doesn't need to be long. You don't need to write a full story. Just one paragraph, 3 sentences. Some days, just one. I'm feeling good. I listened to a podcast. It was about habits. That's enough. The goal is to show up. And when you write today, you build your fluency for tomorrow. Let's also talk about community. Learning alone is hard. But if you join a group, share your ideas, comment in English, ask questions, you feel more supported, you feel seen, you get ideas, and you get practice. Look for English communities online, on YouTube, Instagram, apps. Say something, anything, even just thank you or great video. That's output. That's connection. And don't forget to talk to yourself. Yes, talk to yourself. In the mirror. While walking. In your room. Tell yourself what you see, what you feel, what you want. I'm walking to work. I feel a little tired. But I'm trying my best. These sentences don't need to be shared. They're for you, for your brain, for your English. Let me share one final method in this part. Speak and type. Sometimes learners speak but forget what they said. Or they write but don't know how it sounds. Try this. Record yourself speaking for 1 minute. Then write what you said. Or write first, then read it aloud. This connects all your skills. You see it. You hear it. You say it. You own it. You are the builder of your English. Every input is a brick. Every output is your hand placing that brick in the wall. One by one. Day by day. It's not fast, but it's strong. And it's working. Now that you've learned so much about input and output, it's time to talk about something even more important: how to stay consistent. Because learning English is not about doing one big thing one time. It's about doing small things many times. It's not about being fast. It's about being steady. Anyone can feel excited for one day, but those who grow are the ones who return the next day, even when they don't feel like it, even when they're tired, even when life feels busy or stressful. So, how do you stay consistent when things get hard? How do you continue when your motivation disappears? That's what this last part is about. Let's begin with the first idea. Routines are more powerful than motivation. Motivation is like the weather. Some days it's sunny. Some days it's cloudy. But your routine is like the road. It stays the same. It gives you a direction, a structure, a habit. That's why your English practice must be part of your routine. Like brushing your teeth. Like having your morning tea. It must be something small, simple, and regular. Not heavy. Not stressful. Something you do because it's part of who you are. Let's say you choose to listen to English for 10 minutes every morning. At first, you need to remember it. You need to remind yourself. But after a few weeks, your brain expects it. You wake up, and something inside you says, "Time to listen." It becomes automatic. And when something is automatic, it becomes easy. That's the power of routine. Another tip is to make your learning visible. Don't keep your effort in your head. Use a notebook, a calendar, a chart, anything that shows your daily actions. You can color a small box for each day you speak, or draw a smiley face when you write something. These small signs of progress give you energy. They say, "Look, I'm doing it. I'm moving forward." And that feeling helps you continue. Now let's talk about emotions, because sometimes we stop learning, not because we're busy, but because we feel discouraged. We feel like we're not good enough, or we feel like we're too far behind. These feelings are normal, but they're not the truth. Here's the truth. You are learning. Every small step counts. Every short sentence. Every minute of listening. Even on days when you forget, when you feel slow, when you don't understand much, you are still growing. Your brain is always working. Your effort is never wasted. So when those negative thoughts come, speak back to them. Say, "I'm doing my best. I'm learning at my own pace. My English doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be mine." These words are not just nice. They are powerful. They help your brain stay calm. And when your mind is calm, you can focus. You can continue. Another tool you can use is celebration. Celebrate small wins. If you understood a sentence you didn't understand last week, that's a win. If you spoke without fear for 30 seconds, that's a win. If you wrote one paragraph, that's a win. Don't wait for big results. Celebrate small steps. They are real. They are important. And they build your confidence. Let's also talk about community. Learning alone can feel lonely. But learning with others gives you support. Even one friend who also learns English can help. You can talk about your challenges. You can share ideas. You can motivate each other. If you can't find someone near you, join an online group. Watch videos with comments. Leave a message. Say, "This helped me," or "Thanks for the advice." Connection brings energy, and energy keeps you going. Now, you might ask, what if I stop again? That's okay. Everyone stops sometimes. What matters is how quickly you return. If you miss one day, come back the next. If you miss a week, come back next week. Don't feel guilty. Don't say, "I failed." Say, "I paused. Now I'm back." That's the mindset of a strong learner. And remember this, your English journey is yours. No one else has your life, your job, your family, your time. So don't compare your progress to others. Compare it to yesterday, to last week, to last month. Are you speaking more? Understanding more? Feeling less afraid? That's growth. You don't need to speak fast. You don't need to use big words. You don't need a perfect accent. You just need to express your thoughts, share your ideas, say what you feel. English is not only grammar. It's not only tests. It's communication. It's your voice in the world. Now, imagine yourself 1 year from now. You kept going. You listened every morning. You wrote every night. You spoke even when it felt awkward. And now, you can join a conversation. You can understand more. You feel proud. That future version of you is real. And you build it today. With every small action. So let's make a plan together. Choose one input activity and one output activity. Simple, clear, daily. For example, input. Listen to one short podcast. Output. Say 2 sentences about what you heard. Or, input. Read 1 paragraph. Output. Write 3 sentences in your notebook. It doesn't need to take an hour. Even 10 minutes is enough. What matters is that you do it every day, that you make it a habit, that you keep it simple, enjoyable, and real. And don't forget to look back. At the end of each week, review. What did you do? What did you learn? What was hard? What felt easy? Then adjust. Change what doesn't work. Keep what helps you. This is how you grow, with awareness, not just action. Also, give yourself breaks. Rest is part of the process. You don't need to study every hour. Your brain needs space. Space to remember. Space to relax. Space to connect what you learned. So take a walk. Listen to music. Enjoy silence. Then come back, fresh and ready. Finally, let me remind you why this all matters. You are learning English not just for fun, but for your future, for your goals, for connection, for freedom, for opportunities, for your voice. Every word you learn, every sentence you speak, brings you closer to that future. You are not just learning a language, you are building a new part of yourself, a part that is brave, curious, open, growing. So don't stop now. Keep listening, keep writing, keep speaking, keep trying, even when it's hard, even when it's slow, even when it's silent. Because this is how real learners grow. And you are one of them. You've come far, and your next step is waiting. So take it. Today.